This stick of gum is the secret to you playing really well in your next game. All right, let me explain. So as a young footballer myself, I had a lot of problems with pre-game nerves. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk with that gum in my mouth. All right, so as a young footballer, I'd be nervous on the way to games. I would just sit in the car overthinking everything. What if I make mistakes? What if I have a bad game? And then I'd get to the field and it would be more of the same. The nerves really got bad when I started playing for an academy team. Not only was I playing at a much higher level, so games were just a lot more difficult, but on top of that, our coach had us get to games an hour and a half early. And for that hour and a half before a game started, all I would be doing was worry. And when you spend an hour and a half worrying, when you spend an hour and a half thinking about all the ways a game could go wrong, all the mistakes that you could make, those thoughts are going to make you play worse. I'm sure you've heard of a lot of elite athletes who do imagery before games, basically just imagining themselves playing very well. And imagery does help you play better, but the imagery that most players do before games makes them play worse because they're imagining all these bad things that could happen. That's what I was doing. So how do you overcome that and start playing well? If you have a lot of problems with pre-game nerves, this is what I recommend. Have a pre-game routine. Maybe some meditation in the car ride on the way to the game, some breath work and imagery when you get to the field but before you get out of the car, and a short phrase of affirmation that you can say to yourself as you walk out onto the field to play. Maybe something like, I am an incredible player, I am going to work hard and have a great game today. But also, chew gum. Not while you're playing, but before the game and at halftime. I call this a distraction technique because there are certain things that when you do them, it's very hard to worry or think negative thoughts at the same time. Some examples are singing a song. Let's say you're listening to a very upbeat, happy song. If you're singing along, you're not going to be sad while you're doing that. Another one is humming, which actually shuts off part of the brain that is responsible for negative thoughts. Try to have negative thoughts while you're humming a tune, you won't be able to do it. And finally, we have gum. Chewing also stops you from having negative thoughts. So if you struggle a lot with having negative thoughts before games, chew gum or sing or hum. And do the same thing at halftime if you struggle with having negative thoughts then, maybe because your coach spends all of halftime yelling at you. And also make sure to like if you found this video helpful.